You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Browns. We got a situation where we're talking about Browns quarterbacks, but not necessarily Shedeur. But Shedeur definitely being affected by part of what we're going to talk about in this video right now, because mock drafts are starting to drop for the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, just to get a couple of things out of the way, Lenore Sellers, Arch Manning, rightfully going back to school. Ty Simpson, my guy that I like a lot. Yeah, I like him a lot, but I don't like how many total attempts he's going to have in college. I'd like to see him play more. Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, both can come out. I think they both should return. I do. But of the two, Fernando Mendoza has got the most attempts. Look, the league really learned a lesson when Brock Purdy, and I'm hard on Brock, but I'll be the first to tell you, Brock should have damn sure went higher than in round 7. The way he's playing, he probably should have been a second-round pick. And the league learned something from that. They also learned something from drafting Anthony Richardson with 13 starts. And by the way, the Vikings are learning something right now with J.J. McCarthy, who could have very well and needed to probably have went back to school. It is what it is. Let's start with this. I told you guys he was gonna raise back up like Hannibal Lecter in The Mask to terrorize everybody. Let's just take a look. Guess who returned to practice for the Browns today? Guys, that's Deshaun Watson. That's right. Deshaun mother. You know what I believe? Look, I'm not a Browns fan, but I'm just taking a stab at this. I'm guessing the majority of Browns fans never want to see that dude on the field again. You can start Shedeur Sanders, clone another Shedeur Sanders, and keep putting Shedeur Sanders on the court. I just did a basketball video. On the field. Before I'd want to watch Bailey damn Zappi before you put Deshaun Bill Cosby Watson back up on. Oh boy, that'll piss some folks off. Okay. Once again, ask me if I care. Here we go. Let's look. Browns, Deshaun Watson at practice. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, now, I've already seen some Shedeur Sanders fans going, see, he's getting reps in practice. Hold on. This is scout team, all right? Some of this, and I'm going to tell you how there's Bailey Zappi right there. There's Bailey Zappi. So, this is probably the scout team reps that he is getting, third string reps that he is getting. This is not first string reps for Deshaun Watson. I just want to make sure that's clear, right? Because I have seen some, Dylan is looking at Deshaun like, I'm never going to get in there again. Now, here's the thing. You can't rule out Jimmy Haslam or Andrew Berry or somebody coming back and saying, I think he's still got $90 million on the books or something. I mean, unimaginable. I mean, bad owners make gargantuanly huge, colossal, fucked up decisions. Jimmy Haslam's no different. No different. David Tepper, Woody Johnson, Michael Bidwell, they all suck. You suck. Make bad decisions. Is there a possibility they want to look at Watson again? One more good time? I guess it's a possibility. I just cannot imagine it really happening. By the way, somebody did just a little poll here. I can't even believe it's this high. I can't. I'm sorry. I would take Shedeur, Dylan Gabriel, Bailey Zappi, Kevin Stefanski, can you put a helmet on and throw a ball? The Mary Kay Cabot, can you? Tony Rizzo, where you at, brother? Can you put on a helmet, get out there and throw pass? I mean, hey, seriously, can we get Bernie in there? I'm so glad Bernie got a liver. I am. I'm. Praise God. That's good stuff. I mean, it's shocking that 35% actually said, yeah, put him back out there. I'm sorry, guys. That's a dude. I'm not a Browns fan, but I don't ever want to see that. I don't want to see that dude on an NFL field again. We covered that. You may be like, man, you're talking off the cuff a lot about Deshaun. Look, we've probably done black and white sports as a whole. We covered the entire saga of the massage creeper, all right, Predator series on black and white sports. I did the majority of the video, probably 200 videos about Deshaun Watson over about a 2-year period. In depth, just nearly daily. It seemed like daily. We're good. We're good with the Deshaun Watson, right? Fernando Mendoza, this is The Athletic. They have put out their mock draft. Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers are not part of this. There's a lot of conflicting reports on Dante Moore right now about him coming out that maybe. And look, the one thing I will say about why Dante might want to come out and Fernando, they understand the following year, Lenore Sellers and Arch probably are coming out. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Arch looks a lot better than he did. So, there's going to be some, we don't want to compete in a draft that's going to have those other two guys in it, right? They have, in a trade with the Titans, Fernando Mendoza going to the Cleveland Browns, owning 2 first-rounders in April and having received the marginal play under center this season. The Browns have the ammo and motivation to be aggressive quarterback hunters this offseason. Cleveland traded back in last year's draft to be in position to get their guy in 2026, and neither Dylan Gabriel nor Shedeur Sanders has done anything to change that plan. In this scenario, the Browns package both 2026 first-rounders and probably a day 2 selection of 2027 for the rights to the number 1 overall pick. Mendoza, whom NFL scouts compare to golf or Kirk Cousins, won't wow with arm velocity or speed, but his football intelligence, both pre and post snap, separates him. Ohio's about to get a lot of him this weekend against Ohio State. It's really interesting. I can't wait for that game. By the way, Julian's saying, now that's a kid. That's a kid right there. He's got a while before he comes out. Holy shit. If he stays on that trajectory that he's on, that kid in a couple of years is going to shut it down coming into the league. Las Vegas Raiders, you see that? They're from the Giants, who's got Jackson Dart, who I said was the best quarterback in the draft, but yet the Saints and the Browns and the Steelers said, I don't think he's good enough. It's the same thing all the time. Raiders, same teams, it seems like, over and over and over again. But they've got Dante Moore as the next guy taken in the mock. Let me see if there are any other. Carnell Tate right there, Ohio State. I don't think there would be a single solitary other guy. Oh, no, Ty Simpson right here to the Steelers. Wow, that makes some sense. But I'm going to tell you this. I just don't know that he's going to get the reps or the chance. Jesus. They got some second-round picks in there. Dane Bugler's a good guy far as draft goes. That's interesting. I don't know. I actually I don't see a way it's going to happen. And of course, he was hurt. I still think Will Howard is interesting. John Gruden loved Will Howard coming out, compared him to Josh Allen. He said, I remember Gruden said during QB camp, I don't get it. You've got an absolute cannon, and you run and have the physical size of Josh Allen. Why isn't people talking about you in the same way they talked about? And everybody was dumbfounded. John Gruden loved the kid coming out, and he's sitting on the Steelers bench right now out of Ohio State. I don't know, but I like the kid a lot, to be honest. This is wild. This also has pissed Shedeur Sanders fans off, I've noticed online. And I get it. I mean, he may look good the rest of the year. And then if he does, you got a hell of a choice. I mean, if Shedeur looked good, would you not at least want to wait and maybe draft a guy later in the draft? Take a flyer on a Cade Klubnik or somebody like that, and I don't know, just put him on the roster and then wait till that following year, which is going to be a massive QB year again, and see what happens. See what Shedeur is. He's going to have a hell of a last, 5 games to prevent the Browns from taking a quarterback in the first round. And if they take a quarterback in the first round, it's a wrap for Sanders with Cleveland at that point. Dylan Gabriel, too. Get the hell out of here. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.